Welcome back to 5 Minute Canvas, where we look at tips, tricks, and techniques for building a Canvas course. In this video, we're going to take a look at Canvas's Rubrics tool. This is a very simplistic tool, but it's very effective in helping students not only understand how you're going to grade, but you can even use it as a grading tool. To do this, I'm going to come over here to the Rubrics page. And once here, let's go ahead and take a look at a sample rubric so we understand how it looks like. As you see here, it's very simplistic. There's not a lot of color. It's just mostly just a diagram with text. We have criteria here on the left. We see ratings in the center, telling students what scores they can earn and how to earn them. And we have our point values on the right. I can edit and delete from this page too. Simple in nature, and probably the only flaw that I have is I really wish these lines separating the rating scales were all vertically lined up. I'm not really certain what's going on with that one. I'm going to go back to rubrics here, and instead of showing you how to edit one, let's talk about how to make one. Now, there's more than one location that you can do this. You could do this from the assignments page, but let's just go ahead and do it from rubrics here. I'm going to click on add rubric in the upper right, and then we get our very basic template. I'm going to change the name to sample rubric, and then I'm going to come down here and look at my criteria. Now, it's by default gives you a very minimalistic setup. So let's change this by clicking on the pencil icon, and I'm going to change this to criteria 1. And if I wanted to, this is where I could type a description for students, and then they'll understand what that criteria means. To the right, we see our ratings. By default, it's going to give you 0 and 5, the full and no marks. It's going to require you to edit in, to add in additional settings there. I can go ahead and change this manually by editing the things, or I could type in the point value and it automatically updates the high one. Let's edit this high one. I'm going to change this to a title of advanced. If I wanted to describe how students earn the advanced score, I would put that here in the ratings description. Now, if I click the plus sign, it's going to go straight to the middle, which is 2. And for me, that's going to be basic. And let's click the plus sign for proficient for 3 and a below basic for 1, if I can spell. And there you see we've got a very simple criteria and rating scale set up. Now, if I want to add more criteria, I'm going to click on the plus sign. If I click on new criterion, however, and I add a criteria 2, notice it defaults back to the 0 and 5. So that's kind of a problematic if you want to really quickly whip something up, but you can work around it. It's kind of personal choice. I'm going to delete this for a second and come back here to this plus criterion, and I'm going to duplicate criteria 1 and change the title. And notice now it gives me that 0 to 4 scale that I've already set up. I could quickly put a bunch of criteria in and then go back later and edit all the descriptions as needed. Now that I have this, real quick, one more feature. If you do partial point values, you can set up this range, and all it does is show the actual range here in the heading as opposed to defined point values. And that's a personal preference on how you choose to grade and display that for students. I'm going to hit create rubric, and now my rubric is done. But how about attaching it to an assignment? I'm going to come here to assignments, and then I'm going to click on this 3, 2, 1 planets. And down at the bottom, we see this plus rubric option. If I click on it, I can create a rubric from this page, or up here in the corner is this find a rubric. It's going to pull every course you have. So I need to find my course and my rubric and click sample rubric. And I'm going to scroll down and say use this rubric. And now my rubric is attached. If the student comes to this page, they've got a rubric right on the assignment. But as a teacher, I said you could use this as a grading tool. So click on Speed Grader up here when you have students submit it, and check this out. There's this view rubric feature. I'm going to drag this over so you can see it a little bit better. And notice now I can actually type in my point values and it shows up on the rubric. I can, even if I want, give feedback directly for each criteria. Pretty cool as a grading tool. So check out rubrics, see if you can make some on your own and see how it works. And thank you for watching this video. And if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button so you keep up with all of our content here at Myth Badger Videos.